Hey guys, it's Liz. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a demonstration of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I did a video sharing with you guys what my favorite foundations for dry skin were. So many of you recommended that I give the Estee Lauder Double Wear a shot, and this is like a super full coverage, long-lasting foundation. So when you guys recommended it, I was kind of shy about trying it because I'm not really into full coverage foundation because I feel like a lot of them will emphasize any dry spots they have on my skin if I'm not having a good skin day in general. But I finally decided to take the plunge and try it out because I had an event to go to. I went to the Stardust tour in Las Vegas. This was like an 8 or 9 hour long event, if not longer, and I knew I wasn't gonna have a chance to touch up my makeup, and I just wanted to make sure that I was gonna stay in place and not move all day. So I went ahead and got matched for this one, and I ended up loving it. So I wanted to do a demo and just show you guys how well this foundation works. And I was even having a little bit of problem with a little bit of flakiness on my skin, and all I did is I didn't set it and I added Fix Plus to it instead of setting it, and it didn't emphasize any of the dry spots. And I also heard that they reformulated it, so maybe it's a little bit friendlier to those of us that do have dry skin, because from what I hear, this foundation was even more long lasting than it is now. And I feel like I got a solid 10 hours out of this. When I mean solid 10 hours, I mean it looked the same way at the end of the day as it did when I first applied it, which is really, really rare for me because my skin tends to just suck up all the moisture in any product. So by the end of the day, it starts to look patchy, or my face also oxidizes colors, which it did oxidize this one just a little bit, but I went a shade lighter, so it was perfect. It worked out perfect. And I did get matched for the shade Tawny, which was so bizarre because if you look at it next to my Makeup Forever HD foundation, like look how different those shades are. But this one looks so perfect. I always go a little bit lighter if I'm in between shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a demonstration for you guys, but I'm like extremely happy with this foundation. You can apply this with your beauty blender or like a flat top kabuki, and I mean, when I'm wearing this, I'm going for really full coverage. So I would just skip the beauty blender and go for a flat top kabuki brush. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't come with a pump. So it's like a really, really messy. But I hear that you can get the pump from MAC and use that on for your foundation so it's not messy. So that could be something to look into. But I always forget to go to the MAC counter when I'm at the mall, which is pretty rare. And I guess I could just order it online. It's not that big a deal, right? So I'm just gonna dot it all over. And I'm probably using too much. That's why I like the pump, because it prevents me from using so much. Okay, so this is the brush that I'm using. It's just my Kyoto brush, but if you have like a Sigma flat top kabuki, that works just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and buff it in. I guess I should have kept it on one side only first. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. I still have a little bit of redness right here, and honestly with this, I mean, if you're going for like an ultra glam look, then you can go in with concealer, but I don't think you even need it with this foundation. Just gonna bring it down. So I still have a little bit of redness, whereas I can just dab it on. So there you have it. You can see I have the foundation on this side, and then I don't have anything on this side. So normally to achieve like this evenness, I need to go in with concealer, and I haven't even used concealer yet. It's definitely not going to be like a natural look. It's gonna, I mean, people are gonna know that you're wearing foundation, but it's not gonna look cakey or like flaky or anything like that. It's just gonna look like somebody took an airbrush system and airbrushed your makeup on, kind of like wedding makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side so you guys can see what it looks like all together. Gosh, I really need a pump. This is so messy. You guys can tell, I mean, this is like a perfect match for me. So there it is, and that is just foundation. Again, there's no concealer. I really love this. I think even if you have, like I said, if you have really dry skin, just do a good job of exfoliating. Use a really good face moisturizer as well as a good eye cream. I mean, you should be using eye cream whether you have oily, dry skin. It's just really important to prevent those premature wrinkles. And then try using something like this underneath your makeup. I love this stuff for underneath any makeup. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, I always apply this. I guess you could call this my primer. I use this as my makeup primer instead of having like a actual primer, but it works really great. And I think this foundation would also be great for oily skin for sure. If you have oily skin and then setting it with a powder. If you have dry skin like I do, you don't even have to set it, because if you can tell, the finish is pretty matte already. And if you have dry skin, of course, you're not gonna wanna make your face look more dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup so you guys can see what the foundation looks like all together. I'm not gonna set it, so I'm just gonna apply like my eyeliner, my blush, my lipstick, and all that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished doing all of my makeup, and I still didn't apply any concealer or setting powder, and you can see how beautiful the foundation just meshes with all of the rest of the makeup does. And on my cheeks, I ended up using this new Too Faced Soulmates powder, and I posted a picture of my Instagram of this. It's so pretty that I didn't want to dig into it, but I finally did today, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I really love it. It does give me like that sun-kissed look, which I love for the spring and summertime. And then I did apply the little blush portion on the apples of my cheek. And this is the color Ross and Rachel. I know that they have two different ones, and I chose the darker one. On my eyes, I used my Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow quad, in case you're wondering. And this one is called the Dolce Vita. Dolce Vita. On my lips, I used this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Stone Rose. It's just a really pretty, like, stone rose color. I think the name's perfect. I think this foundation is great if you have a office job where you're gonna be there for really long periods of time, or if you're like a nurse, you know, where you're working really long shifts. I think this is a great foundation for that. Or if you just want to look perfectly airbrushed, then this is also great for you. So all in all, I love this foundation. I mean, obviously I'm sharing it with you guys, but I hope you guys found this demo helpful. And just for, I guess, foundation reference, in MAC, I'm like between an NC35 and an NC40. Makeup Forever HD, I'm an N128. And my Giorgio Armani, I'm a number 7. So that kind of gives you an idea of where you would fall if you're close to my complexion. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, and I will talk to you guys on my next video. Mwah. Bye.